Cool. So I'm just going to be uploading this video. There's not going to be any fancy edits, anything like that. I'm just going to be talking about why I started my agency, or not agency, but AI growth firm. And don't worry, by the end of this video, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you, hey, book a call, even though you can if you want to work with us. This is just my personal story and why I started Diange and what Diange is to me. So starting off, Diange is actually different and change in one word. So different as D-I and then change is A-N-G-E. So why did I choose Diange as a name? It's something that really resonated with me when I was younger, still today, but it really was, I was always different from the whole entire group, which made me, I don't know, whether that's sports. I played soccer growing up, switched to volleyball, then basketball. But yeah, I was always different. I wanted to be the change in the team, whether that's being the best player, being the best leader, whatever I could do to make that possible, I did. So I think that very much correlates within my business as well. I try to be the top of my game at all times, with whatever I do within my life, my fitness, my mental health, the business, everything I want 100%. And that's kind of a core belief for me as well, is just doing everything to the best of your ability. And I think that is a true testament of how I want to live in my life, is I want to do everything to the T. Like, I really mean that. And, I used to stay after practice. I used to ask the coach all the time, how can I be different? How can I change myself to become the person? Like, I always looked up to Ronaldo, to Messi, to all these different players. And I was like, what can I do to my game that I can change to be different from everybody else, so I can associate myself with the best of the best? I always played to be the best of the best. And whenever I hopped on that court or stepped foot onto that field, it felt like there was an innate pressure on me to perform. And I think that correlates also with business, is performing because you don't have another chance. You have to perform in order to make it work. And I think, I lose sleep some days because I have to perform and I have to create a system, process, and business for my clients to succeed. And it takes that sort of obsession in order to win. And I think winning is what I ultimately want. I mean, after every single game that I have and I play bad, and sometimes I do cry, but there's points where I'm like, I have to get better. And what I do is I just ask. I research, and I do the work. And I think there's two types of people in this world. I love vision boards, but the two people that actually succeed are the people that put action beside the vision board. And I was always the person to put action beside it. I have a vision board for my team, for my clients, for everybody that I love. But what I also have is action, and action is required to make that vision become a reality. Because the only way you can make your reality, or to make your dream a reality, is to wake up. So waking up every single day, having that purpose and starting your day is super important for me. And that's why I started Diange, is because, there's a lot of lead gen agencies out there trying to help realtors. But I think the biggest way that we differentiate ourselves from everybody else is we're not a lead gen agency. We are a AI growth firm that helps realtors scale past a certain amount, because we don't work with every single realtor that we put into our system, right? So that's kind of my story behind why I started it. If you want a more in-depth detail about my story, going from, growing up in Canada, and, I'm 16 years old and I run a company, and you know what? I think 2 days ago, we helped a realtor get 2 listing appointments within 5 days. So like just the level of urgency that we have to create success, I think also differentiates us from everybody else, because everybody else has you as a number in their book. I'm talking to realtors right now. Everybody that I know personally, I'm pretty big in the agency game. So everybody that I know who has an agency has you as a number in their book. They just check you off like a checklist. But what I do is we only work with a certain amount of realtors. So only 5 realtors per month. And then of those select few 5 that we have, we do a two of them have an AI ecosystem that actually does everything for them, A to Z, except the closing part, unless they also want to implement the closing part with different realtors. Depends on how far you are in the realtor game, but we have a select few, and we just focus on quality and not quantity. And that's why our partnership is worth so much, is because we have quality and we have the people who are willing to invest in themselves, cross that line in the sand and say, you know what? This is my time. This is 2025 and I'm going to make it work, or I'm going to die trying. We want to work with those types of people, but that's kind of my story, kind of a little bit about our company, our core values, what we do as a company. And if you want to learn more, just comment down what you need to know, and I'll make a video on it. You know what? I want to give as much valuable information as possible, whether that's maybe with scripts for cold calling, if you're still doing cold calling, which you shouldn't be doing, or even, the top 5 AIs that are changing in 2025 for realtors to use. Certain things like that, just let me know and I'll give them to you right away. And as always, stay focused, keep executing, and keep building that success.